Shalom.
Shalom.
I want to give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you Akim that are teaching the truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. We're going to get into an edifying lesson for the elect's sake. Esau is madly going ham out here in the four corners of the earth. This article is very interesting because this is prophecy spoken about in 2nd Ezra 13, Revelations chapter 12, really the whole, end time prophecies. So I'm going to go ahead and read from the top of this article. It states, robots in World War III, one author and army rangers take on battlefield AI. So Esau is going to the utmost heavens with his strategies and building weapons, which the Most High gave him that blessing starting in Genesis.
So, this is Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. It says, "And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck."
God. And he did. After the rulership of King Solomon, Esau got free. Because King David, our forefather, he conquered the known world back then, including Esau, the so-called white man. But after King Solomon ruled with the break of the nations, the Lord had it to where Esau gained momentum and power. Started with Greece, Rome, and now back in spiritual Rome, which is America, Esau has his blessing in full strength, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Now he's building his robot to fight in his war, because he know his army is full of dead men anyway. You got transgenders and weak men, sicknesses, mental illnesses. So he's making these robots to fight his war, and ultimately to fight against the Lord too, because he knows that the Most High is coming back.
I got precept. This is Revelation 12:12. "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So the article that we're about to get into, Esau knows he has a short period of time to rule, man. That's why he's using these artificial intelligence robots to fight, World War III. His time is at the end, so he's just basically desperate. These elites, they're just scrambling. They're sending all these Christians at us, and Esau's just being desperate, man. So we know that we're supposed to rejoice in these times because our salvation is near, according to Romans 13:11. So this is nothing, it's just Esau. When you look at it, and then in all the persecution that Esau is going to try to throw on us, he's desperate. He has a short period of time,
I'm going to start from the top of this article. It says, a former Army Ranger, Paul Scarry, the author of Armor of None, Autonomous Weapons and the Future of War, has pondered the implications of robots and their role in a Third World War. Somebody get Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. Because this is the third woe. The word woe goes into destruction. So Esau knows he knows the prophecy, so to speak. Not like the apostles and elders, how they broke it down, how the Spirit of the Lord was upon them to get the truth, the mysteries. But they know by way of learning the ancient ways.
They know that they was blessed with the sword.
Yeah, they know
that's
they
why
was blessed
they
with
That's why they use it so much.
Yeah, they know who we are.
Yeah,
it's according to the scribes, certain things that our forefathers left in the land, which they raided during the Roman invasion with Titus. You got that?
I got it. This is Revelation 11:14. "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly."
The Second World War, we already had that one. Now they're speaking about Third World War. World War III in this article. So it's happening. We're in the midst of it.
because that word woe means destruction, you know.
Okay.
And you know, when you go into World War III, when any world war, that's destruction, okay. And you know, in World War II, they had the atomic bomb. All right, but you know, now today you have the nuclear bomb, which is a whole other level of bombs and weaponry. All right, and like going into what the brothers going into, you know, World War II, they didn't have AI robots and all that stuff. Now, guess what? They got that. So Esau is going to use every technological advantage that he can use.
That's right.
All right, all his little computers and supercomputers and all that stuff. You know, he's gonna use. Best believe he's gonna use that stuff. You know, because he's not just creating it for no reason.
Okay.
Y'all brothers got it.
If I can make a quick point.
Okay.
And along with Esau being given a blessing of the sword, he also has a certain heightened level of blessing of deception as well. Because he's already pushing out the vibration that the world is overpopulated.
Yeah.
So, and it's, people actually already beginning to believe that there needs to be a great extermination. Because Esau is, by his nature being a red nigga, like he's hoarding all the resources and divvying them up just enough to keep people living, so to speak.
Yeah, he crowded the cities too. He's crowded all the major cities to where people feel like congested.
Yeah.
Right.
And they feel, you know, everything is congested because all the cities, people just living in close proximity. So that's another way, like the brother said, is how he's been able to deceive people, and that it needs to be depopulated because everyone is in the city. You got traffic, so people are under the impression that, oh damn, there's so many fucking people here.
Yeah.
But nah, y'all niggas are all just in one place.
Yeah.
That's the spirit, man, because earlier this week I watched, when we went to the Georgia Guidestones, and the same thing we're talking about is the same thing that we mentioned about a year and a half ago, because you can fit the world's population into Texas comfortably, but that goes into Esau's deception, him being the devil, the deceiver, okay? Giving the impression that, you know, he needs to cut off people by eugenics, this so-called New World Order. We know through the scriptures he's not going to fail, and on top of that, he's just going in. He's going to deceive you even more by trying to give you that chip, which is coming soon.
Because even if I can say, even the reason why I said that, even this morning, well, in conversation, you know, I had people tell me that there's too many people on the earth, but that instance came back to my mind because this morning I heard on the radio Esau running the numbers of how long it took for the world to get to 1 billion people. Then because of, you know, population grow exponentially, how long it took to get to 2 billion people, 3 billion, 4 billion. And of course, like I said, because of law of large numbers, the numbers are going to go quicker in a shorter time frame, just the way the numbers work. But he's already using that as a way to justify his evil and his wickedness.
That's right, bro.
I had a precept. God, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Yeah, so we're not ignorant of the games that this devil plays, you know. And we're not ignorant of, you watch this interview, going back to the topic about the robots and artificial intelligence. You watch this devil, Elon Musk. If you watch that interview, it basically tells you these devils are confident, okay, in their technology and all these things. You know, read it one more time.
It says, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Yeah, which ignorant means to not know. But we know Satan's devices. We know what he has. We know all these, you know, different weapons he has. We know all these robots and artificial intelligence, the Space Force. We're not ignorant. These regular, everyday people, they're ignorant because they don't know that they don't even know that Esau is their enemy.
Yeah.
You know, but going back to the point is Esau is using his blessing. He's taking full advantage of his blessing, which is the sword, which technology, artificial intelligence, that goes into his sword as well. And he's going to, best believe, like I said, he's going to use robots and supercomputers and algorithms and different computer technology, but different like computers. They basically go into different possibilities or whatever, and that's how they come up with solutions. They go through like infinite, different
trial errors
solutions. Yeah, solutions. Whatever. So that's the whole gist of it, is that Esau is going to use these things, and we're not ignorant of it. We know what's going on. We know what's going to happen. Y'all brothers got to go.
We get that scripture, and I'm gonna go back into it.
All right, this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which stand before the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
And this is what this article is going into. It's going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. We're already in a time of sorrows, earthquakes in diverse places, but the time of Jacob's trouble, man, could be any second now.
Yeah.
Then they said the dollar is going to be converted to another currency, so we're just waiting in the air for that. Hopefully it'll be the mark of the beast.
Which going to that precept, Michael is the archangel.
That's right. I was just
Yeah, he's the archangel, and Michael is, if I'm not mistaken, he's the head of the army of the angels.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna lead the angels, under Yahweh Shai, of course. But they're ultimately gonna fuck Esau up. They're gonna trump Esau, whatever the hell Esau is planning. It ain't gonna work. Okay, because the Most High technology shits. Well, the Most High gave Esau his technology.
He blessed you with the sword.
He gave you your technology, Esau. So you can't. There's no way that you can win.
I got another precept on top of that.
Come.
This is Job 33 and 15 and 16. In a dream and a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. So like the brothers were saying, Esau, Edom, you think you're going to accomplish a new world order and get people to take your chip, which, majority of them will, but the Most High already is sealed your instructions. The same thing with these leaders like Putin, the leader of Turkey, Kim Jong-un, what's the guy's name in Iran? The Ayatollah? Yeah, well, basically, to make a long story short, all these leaders are controlled by the Most High because he used the angels to put the instructions in their head. So this is not a thing of Esau getting control. He's only going to fit the narrative so far into the Most High. Basically in Job 20:23, he's just like, all right, stop. All right, you did enough. Just like Pharaoh in Egypt, there's going to be a certain point where the buck stops here with Esau.
Yeah, just to add on to your point, like he said, Pharaoh in Egypt, the Most High is hardening Esau's heart right now, man. Making him think that you can defeat, the highest power, man. You really bugged out your mind.
I got a precept for you, bro. You can break it down for us. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
Yep, and that's what Esau is doing, man. The Lord is really playing tricks on your mind, man. Making you try to dig, like you scientists trying to create all types of whatever, man. The Lord is really playing tricks on your mind for you thinking that you can defeat him, man.
Yeah, the blacksmith.
Oh man, even today, the newest American plane, the F-35, crashed, man.
Yeah, we were just talking about this.
From South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina, man. It's like, go to show you, man. East Side technology, shit, man.
He ain't controlling nothing. I'm gonna jump back into the article. It says, but what Scare is really concerned about is robots and artificial intelligence that can act and make decisions without any human input at all. See, Esau, Isaiah chapter 14. We want to be like the Most High, creating these robots, which is gonna be a damn ricochet back to them.
Yeah, you watch movies like what's that, iRobot?
Yeah,
You know, where you have robots that basically have free will, so to speak, or whatever.
Well, that
Feelings.
didn't start off with free will at first.
Right.
But then they was like,
It got so advanced.
It got so advanced that it was like, we don't need a leader, and they started basically moving on their own emotion.
I think that robot killed the doctor, the head, the one that created him.
But even with that really, it ain't gonna get that far, man. That's another way of Esau using deception to make it seem like it's on artificial intelligence gonna get so advanced that it's gonna be able to do it on its own.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a computer. A computer can only do what you program it to do. I don't give a fuck how advanced you try to program that bitch, man.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, and the thing about it, it has to have power. These robots aren't going to be nuclear powered. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have a certain level of battery power.
Yep.
And when all hell breaks loose, they're going to be fucking dead. DOA. And if they are working, the angels just going to take control over them, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, Esau, you ain't got it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nothing you want to create is going to defeat the elect, man.
Yep.
Yeah, because, you know, you ain't going to create no robots that's going to survive an EMP.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because an electromagnetic pulse is going to cut all the battery life. It's going to cut that technology bullshit.
Yeah.
So all this technology and shit that Esau is working on is in, like the brother said, it's in vain. It's going to come to naught. You know?
Really, if I can say real quick, it's just Esau trying to push his superiority on the people.
That's all.
That these people believe that Esau is so smart and so intelligent, and maybe he gets to a point that this artificial intelligence just gets so advanced that he can't control it. Bro, your shit ain't shit, man.
Yeah, and these people don't actually even realize, you know, we're going to get to the article back in a second, but these people don't actually realize that Esau is trying to basically replace all your jobs with these different robots. And like the military, that's basically what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
With these robots and stuff, he's trying to replace all these different, you know, military jobs and replace them with androids or whatever, you know?
It's like, if I just say one more thing, man. But the thing about it, Esau isn't that smart. Like, Esau can't replace, if you go into a fast food restaurant when that shit is busy, he can't create robots that can do the job of people, man. The people are a creation of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right.
You can't replace people.
That's
why even us going to the kingdom, we're going to have what? Slaves. We're not going to have robots rebuilding the kingdom. It's going to be slaves rebuilding the kingdom, because you can't create a machine that can do what a person, the cognizance and the mind of even a dumb fuck. It's still gonna be more advanced when you train it properly than a robot.
Yeah, because we don't have free will, so we're robots to the Heavenly Father. But how He created us is like vast technology. It's like out of this world. And that's what Esau's trying to do. Isaiah chapter 14.
You can't put the spirit in.
Esau's trying to be like the Most High. I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Then we can finish on this article. This last paragraph, and you brothers will appreciate what I got. It says, it all seemed so far away a decade ago, but AI and what that means for the future of humanity is now looming. It's already here. And Scare's new book about what robots and artificial intelligence and what it will mean for the future of warfare, all outcomes seem horrible, just like the brother was elaborating on. It's just a bunch of vanity, man, that Esau's creating. It's going to backfire on him. But it is going to be used in war, just like the brother read in scripture, Daniel chapter 12. It's a time that never mankind ever seen. It's an evil that hasn't been on the earth. Scar has expressed his concerns that fighting machines that can act without any human input and behaves in ways that are difficult to understand Soldiers on the battlefield have to choose between various shades of wrong, says Scar, who is also a defense analyst at the Center for a New American Security. So the soldiers is going to be like, damn, how the hell, they like that already. How do I work beside a machine, or how do I maintain a machine?
But if I can say, really the most effective, like, AI technology is going to really be technology that conforms with the humans. Because they got, like Buzz going through, they got certain robots that are autonomous and they work by themselves. Then you got like drones and stuff like that. But they're, even like the Russians, they have like machinery that goes onto your body. That's going to be the game changer.
Oh, like Iron Man.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like Iron Man.
Yeah.
You can get in the machine and control it.
You can lift heavier shit. You can run further because it works with
Hand
the
in
Most
hand.
High's creation.
like the movie Avatar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude was handicapped.
Exactly like that.
Their
Yeah.
bodies.
Exactly like that.
Kind of.
Yeah, he trying to be like the Most High ultimately. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and read in Second Ezra chapter 13.
Yeah.
This is going to be the time of World War III. This is what it's speaking about. This is 2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. I'm going to start at 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. He's going to deliver the elect. Verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Everybody goes, oh man, what is just like Independence Day? Verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another. So, spiritual realm, physical realm, the archangels gonna come back, the world gonna come back. Then you're gonna have World War III. Then you're gonna have these certain battle regions, martial law, all that stuff, seditions among men, not regarding their princes.
And that's also talking about race wars as well.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have, different people. You're gonna have uprisings within America too. You're gonna have civil uprisings amongst the people, just like Esau is stirring up as well. This whole tension, racial tension. But you can keep going, bro.
If I can add too, it mentions one realm against another. That also goes into Esau with his space program, trying to go out there and fight Yahweh Shah and the angels. Because, Ronald Reagan said it back in the 80s during the UN Council. Now it's being reiterated through Donald Trump, because these elites know that Yahweh Shah is coming back. So that's why they go into their space bunkers, like it mentions in Amos 9 and 2. They know that Yahweh Shah is coming back. All right, so they know that they're gonna try to use a defense mechanism, but it's not gonna work.
Verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Verse 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So the robots are gonna be like, yeah, we gonna get this. Yeah, we gonna get this over here. Who is this? This is verse 36.
Well, really, it's gonna be Esau mainly, because Esau is gonna be behind the robots anyway.
Yeah, and these other nations too, because he's gonna lead the forefront of them willingly to come and fight the Lord.
Exactly. Because really, it's Esau is the main antagonist.
Yep.
To the whole thing. So of course he has his robot inventions. And his artificial intelligence, but ultimately it ain't really against Yahweh Shai and the robots. Because Esau is gonna, Esau's the one that's the enemy. But you can keep going.
But the robots, they're gonna be they're his angels. Esau's angels, and robots. His messenger, which angel goes into the word messenger.
Well, that's basically the sword, the blessing that the Most High gave him was his technology. But going into what that precept is saying though, it says they shall leave from fighting amongst each other. So all these people that's different races and like the brother Anah said, what was that? Ronald Reagan said that. He said, wouldn't we put our differences aside? Well, eventually they're gonna put their differences aside to try to fight with Yahweh Shai. But that's not a battle they want to get into, man.
Yeah, because it does. The scripture does, building off that brother point. The scripture does say they're gonna stop and like turn to the Lord and willing to fight. I'm gonna jump into verse 35. But he should stand upon the top of the Mount Sion, and Sion should come and should be showed to all men, being prepared and built it, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. That chariot. Verse 37. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto fire.
That's right. So ultimately, Yahweh Shai is going to destroy them. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna put up that fight. They're gonna, they're gonna put certain things together and do all this and do all that. But Yahweh Shai, like the brother said, Yahweh Shai is gonna have that mothership, and he's gonna have many chariots. That's gonna destroy this place, man. And that's what we're looking forward to, because Esau is proud, and he has to be humble. The only power that can humble Esau is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Even us, we talking about Esau's downfall, but ultimately he ain't gonna see it. He just think we some dudes talking shit. But once Yahweh Shai actually does it and comes back with the chariots, then he's gonna be like, oh damn. You can get that, bro.
You got it in Revelation chapter 12.
Yeah, I get it.
17.
Get that real quick in Matthew 24. And then
this is Matthew 24:7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Because that's going into Armageddon. The mountain, which is in the Hebrew, Hamagad, which is mountain of troops. Right? So it says nation against nations, kingdom against kingdom. Because these different nations are going to be coming up against each other, and like the brother just read, eventually they're going to come to a common denominator, which is to fight against Yahweh Shai. All right, and Yahweh Shai is going to destroy all of them. Which is the point being. Was that it on that?
It says, and all these are the beginning of sorrow.
And that's the beginning of sorrows. All right. Get a second Esdras 6 and 9, but you can get what you got.
This is Revelation 12 and 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and
the dragon is Esau, the so-called white man. Go ahead.
And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Yeah, the space, they space station all the way down to their heaven on earth. Their heaven is, their societies is going to be wiped out. Go ahead.
This is verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Continue on?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
Esau's going to be wiped out. That's going to be the end of Esau. And brother's about to hop into that scripture too, 2 Esdras chapter 6.
This is 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, that's the transition that we're going through right now. All right? It's Esau and his, like the brother, you know, through the spirit, he brought up the artificial intelligence and robots and things of that nature, you know. But that's all gonna be put to an end. It says Esau is the end of the world, so there ain't gonna be no more this bullshit technology. It's gonna be done away with, you know. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Yahweh Shai is gonna put an end to all this whole system and all that shit that Esau been talking and all this and all that. It's gonna be put to an end, man.
Yeah,
you know,
it's gonna go back to the time of Eden.
Yeah.
Meaning this technology that he got, he's not advanced just because he has it. It's been here since the beginning of time. It's just been manifested throughout the years, so to be fulfilled prophecy. But the Lord said we're gonna go back to the paradise in Eden, the times, and it's gonna be better than what we experienced in the first Eden.
That's right.
And if I could just say too, because it's wicked. You know, Esau is wicked, man. You know, all this technology that's being built, everything that we have here today in the world, man, is built through wickedness, man.
Left hand energy.
Yeah, left hand energy, man. You know, that's why the scriptures say, you know, through riches got by deceit.
That's right.
You know, the kingdom is translated from one to another. You know, that's when Jacob, you know, Israel, you know, is going to come into rulership, man. You know, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. You know, in 144 being joint heirs. You know, they're going to rule in righteousness, man. You know, so everything won't be like we were going into earlier in vain. You know.
That's right, bro. Yes, was that it? Was that anything else?
Yeah, I got one in Revelation. This is Revelation 19. I started verse 13 going down to 16. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Verse 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. So that goes into God does love everybody, because he's going to smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the almighty power. And verse 16, and he have on his vesture and he have on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
And that blood that's going to be on him, they showed that in War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. The apostles brought that out years ago. They showed a scene where it just nothing but blood coming up to the horse's bridle. All of that stuff, man. It's really going to happen when the Lord comes back.
Yeah. And these movie directors, they read the scriptures. They get a lot of their plots and inspiration from the scriptures. And like the brother said, you know, Yahweh Shai is going to get the final glory. He's going to be the one. It's his show.
Yeah.
This is Yahweh Shai's show, so he's going to get the actual reward. You know, he's the hero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Job 24 goes into that. The triumphing of the wicked is but short.
That's right.
It's but for a moment.
That's right, brother.
You know how doing like a play, you know, the director may come out at the end, you know, everybody applaud him,
Yeah.
you know, bow down. That's the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep. Because it's his show at the end of the day, and he's the hero. He's the director. He's the screenwriter, and all that. You know.
Yep.
But it says, what did it say? One more time. Read that.
That's 16. And he have on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
And that's Yahweh Shai. He's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and he's going to get that ultimate glory. And he's going to put these devils to shame, and that's going to show his glory. That's going to show his power, and his that's going to magnify his presence and his role in the earth.
That's how Esau got his glory, by defeating us. Defeating the world. So with that, We're going to give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Ruach HaKodesh.
Laha Bakarim, to the elect Shalom.
Shalom.